We are
the Iowa High School
Athletic Association.
We're proud to bring you this broadcast of Iowa High School
Sports Championships,
featuring Iowa's student athletes, schools, and communities.
We support teamwork, sportsmanship, and education-based activities.
Good luck, and thanks for watching.
Good afternoon from the Unidome in Cedar Falls, and welcome to the 2025 Iowa High School Athletic Association football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. We're back with more Class 1A football, where West Lyon and South Hardin will take the field soon for a spot in next week's state finals. I'm Jeremiah Longnecker, joined in the booth again by Brett Williams. And Brett, we get to see the defending 2A state champion, now in 1A in West Lyon, taking on the maybe the Cinderella of the group in South Hardin.
Yeah, in two conflicting styles of offense, right? West Lyon is big up front. They like to pound the ball, rushing it. South Hardin has a 2,000-yard passer on their team and just really high flying. And so it could be a great matchup up and down the field, and West Lyon's going to want to take the air out of the ball.
Yeah, we have a South Hardin team that hasn't tasted the Dome before. So this is a very new environment versus a West Lyon team who seemingly is here every year.
Yeah, and if you're South Hardin, you have to play with a little bit of that, hey, what do we have to lose, right? We're going up against the defending champion in 2A West Lyon, and we are battle tested a little bit. Just have to get out there and play as fast and as hard as you can.
These two teams are getting ready to go. We will too, and we'll be right back with semifinal football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a fifth-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Tom Keating, executive director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. We're excited to have you join us for our state football championships.
As title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools fuel strong futures. Iowa farmers are some of the most productive individuals in our state, working endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food that helps sustain the communities we all call home. Student athletes are also incredibly productive, dedicating countless hours to train and excel in their sports. Partnering with the Iowa High School Athletic Association allows us to celebrate the achievements of both groups while providing meaningful support to help Iowa's student athletes thrive.
Reaching the state football championships is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements, both on the field and in the classroom. They are committed to your success, helping our organization provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have much to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering from home, we all play a role in making our state shine. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa High School Athletic Association,
congratulations on a fantastic season and best of luck inside the Dome.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Why am I seeing yield differences in only 2 of my fields?
Great question, Evan. I've taken some soil samples, and it looks like you might have some fertility issues, especially in that northern field. Take a look.
Nothing gets past you, Rick. Hey, how long you been back there?
An agronomist never tells.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel agronomists always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
IHSAA Semifinal Football is brought to you by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing youth. through sports and education. And by Cookies, epic sauces and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies use cookies. And by the Iowa Bankers Association. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Welcome back as we get ready for kickoff in this Class 1A semifinal in the Unidome. Brett, what are you taking a special look at as we close in on this game?
I think I'm really interested in watching Peyton Welch. You know, he's a 3-year starter at quarterback for South Hardin. Again, how does he react? We get into the semifinals. He's been the leader of that team, throwing for over 2,000 yards. Can South Hardin take advantage of maybe some outside quickness and some speed? Now, again, we're going to watch West Lyon run out of the tunnel and think that looks like a small college offensive line. And so that's kind of the clash of styles is what will be really interesting.
Before we kick things off, let's take a look at the keys to the game presented by Delta Dental of Iowa.
Well, I think for West Lyon, you've got to feel like you've got an advantage up front. So, again, they had a struggle against Underwood. It was a back-and-forth game until that fourth quarter to get into the semifinals. Can we stay on our blocks? And then just mistakes. Limit yourself. Understanding you have an advantage to slow the game down. Take advantage of that size.
And now we take a look at keys to the game from South Hardin.
Well, one of the ways South Hardin got in here was turnovers, right? Against Trainer, they had 5, forced 5. You have to take advantage of that. Just be in the right spots. Understand you have to tackle. West Lyon is big, and then take advantage of how fast you are on the outside.
Those were today's keys to the game presented by Delta Dental of Iowa for your smile, for your health, and for your community. Well, you can hear how loud it is here in the Dome. There's a lot of red across from us. Those are the South Hardin fans, and directly seated below us are the home fans in West Lyon. And we talked in the first semifinal. Entering the season, there were 3 returning state champions left or in the field 1A. Tri-Center was in Class A last year. They moved up to 1A. They are now gone from the tournament. And Grundy Center was the returning state champion in 1A. They were just eliminated by Regina Catholic. And this is the last one, West Lyon. West Lyon was a 2A school last year. They were bumped down a class to 1A. This is a battle-tested team that is very familiar with this environment and how to win here.
Yeah, and that'll be the really interesting part for South Hardin, you know. Well, some tradition, right, with Eldora and Hubbard Radcliffe, and some of these kids have been around some of that, right? So there can be some influence on that. West Lyon, they've been here, they've done that a little bit. Now, if you're South Hardin, can you take advantage of, we've got nothing to lose, right? This is West Lyon, let's show them what we have, and that should be the interesting thing about tonight's game.
Well, you mentioned the previous teams. South Hardin does not have any titles itself, but in 1972, Radcliffe won the Class A state title. Hubbard Radcliffe won a team title in 2000. And Eldora won a 2003 state title. So you have a lot of members of the communities that make up South Hardin School that have won state titles and still live in those communities and still celebrate the history of this program.
Well, and some parents of some of the players right now, and some also the coaching staff. So that would be the interesting thing. And if I'm South Hardin, that's what I'm really leaning into. And just go and enjoy. Don't leave anything out there, right? Go after and get it. If you're West Lyon, try to impose your will, right? Be the bigger, stronger team.
South Hardin did lose a game during the regular season. However, it was a 21-12 loss to Grundy Center in a game that they actually outgained Grundy Center. So South Hardin comes into this thinking that they could play with anyone. As a matter of fact, Nick Eller wrote to me that is what they gleaned from that loss to Grundy Center, that we can play with the best teams in Class 1A in the state. So they come in a very confident bunch.
Well, you have to believe in yourself, and that's really the important thing. And I like, South Hardin going on offense first, really to take advantage of that.
So we will see the Tigers on offense first, and see the returners for South Hardin. And Josh Spindler
That's Peyton Welch.
And Peyton Welch, that's right. Well, Peyton Welch, like a lot of players in the smaller classes, does a lot of things for this team. And he is a special player. We'll talk about him quite a bit as this goes on. And kicking off for South Hardin, Braden Faber.
Well, and to Welch's credit, the one thing you can lean on is his veteran leadership as a 3-year starter, so it shouldn't surprise him. Actually, it's number 5.
Good special teams play. It is Williamson who brings it out. West Lyon doesn't allow them to get beyond the 15-yard line. And we'll say the 14. And that's where we're going to see the South Hardin offense.
So one thing about West Lyon that's really interesting is they go in that three front technique. They've got a nose tackle right on the ball, and then 2 defensive ends outside of that. And then they like to walk either 1 or 2 linebackers up on the line of scrimmage.
We are underway in the Unidome. This first quarter coverage is brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau, proud sponsor title of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. This is Adams on the first carry, and Adams able to go off the left side for a gain of 6.
Well, you like that again, a little bit of that zone read action right there, right up through the front of in the middle of that. And sometimes you can take advantage of a 3-front technique. There's a little more space between that guard and that tackle. And if you can run that zone read to perfection, that can give you some creases.
Cam Adams, 1,279 yards coming into today's game. An excellent runner. Peyton Welch off the fake, looking in the flat, and he's able to find his receiver.
Manning Fance right there, really good route. I like that, kind of that fake to it, play action. It's a little different when you're in that shotgun than what that play action looks like. Nice little out route, finishing with the shoulders forward.
So South Hardin able to move the sticks on its first drive, and that's always important. You know, you get into the dome, you got a chance to have a little success offensively. We see this tight bunch formation an awful lot out of South Hardin, and Welch loves to run to that bunch formation. We saw that a lot on film, and it's exactly what they do on the first down play. Brings up 2nd and 7 as Welch gains 3.
So what would be really interesting is Welch is not an overly tall quarterback, so are they going to have to move the pocket a little bit? Now West Lyon is really big up front, not only in size but in height, and so you've got to create some space. Certainly has some athletes on the outside that Welch can get it to. Just have to make sure that you find those lanes.
West Lyon, 3 down hands defensively. Brett mentioned their size. The pitch, and this is out this time to Gavin Starr, who is somebody who doesn't carry the football an awful lot for this South Hardin team, but Starr is able to move forward, and it's going to be a gain of 6, brings up a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
A little
for the
triple
Tigers.
option type look right there out of the shotgun, and again, you like that. South Hardin comes in with a passer of 2,000 yards, and they've been running the ball, right? Okay, flip of a script a little bit, and that allows you to create some advantages.
Adams in pistol formation along with Welch, 4 wide receivers on the field. And they're just going to run a quick hitch route, and this is Williamson. Williamson led the team this year with 44 catches, so no surprise. Check that, 2nd on the team in catches to Sam Benson, who we will talk plenty about. Nonetheless, moves the chains, and it's another first down for the Tigers.
Well, Williamson's certainly your possession type guy, right? Get the first down, get to the 6, and then you have Benson on the outside. Is that your big play guy? And again, you need Williamson to set that up, right? Hit him short, and then hit that deep one if you can.
Jake Ball Vance to the near side. Again, that tight bunch formation to the left of Welch. And you watch Adams trying to get outside, sniffed out beautifully by West Lyon. Welch is going to lose a couple on this.
Well, Evan Hildren was the first one on the spot. It made him kind of bounce it outside, and you see that great pursuit by the rest of the West Lyon defense, and Zielinski out there to finish it up.
So you watch Welch, and we saw this over and over on film. He's going to toss that out of the pistol formation and become a lead blocker, just as he did there. Now, particularly effective this time. It's a 2nd and 12 for the Tigers as they line up. And it's the fake, and they're going to get it out into the hands of Williamson again. Williamson picks up 7. He's going to bring up a manageable 3rd and 4 for the Tigers.
Well, you like that little wide receiver screen right there. Benson just sets up that wall right there. Williamson out in open space. A little bit of a move to create some more. Really pick up a manageable 3rd down here.
You love that out of your star wide receiver, Benson. First team All-State last year in 2024. Sure to be again this year. And he's doing the dirty work, the blocking on the outside for his teammate.
Well, Welch got it out in a hurry, and that allows your receivers to really make the play.
Motion. Adams gets the nice block. Welch has nowhere to go.
Well, you like what the idea there, right? A little bit of a waggle right there on the QB, but Hildren just takes the block on, destroys it, and finishes it for the sack. What a great play by the young man.
Get used to hearing that name, Hildring. He does it on both sides of the football, and he comes up with the first big defensive play, and it's going to force the Tigers to punt it away. Welch, a very good punter, by the way. Return, and continuing to stay on his feet, and now gaining a little ground for West Lyon is Jackson DeYoung.
Well, a great job of picking up whatever he could. Good pursuit by South Hardin. They were in the right positions right there, but DeYoung just a little bit of shimmy and a little shake and gets up the field for about 8 yards, and just getting field position on punts. Excellent job there.
You see Jackson's 6'5" frame. He plays running back and linebacker. He'll spread it out from time to time as well. And his brother Easton is the quarterback in the backfield. And this is another magician. 4 great quarterbacks in the semifinals. Here's another one. And DeYoung's pass just a little high for his intended target, River Kramer. It'll be 2nd and 10. DeYoung maybe a little ramped up on that first throw.
Yeah.
DeYoung is a first-year starter. You wouldn't guess it by the way he's played this year.
No, incredibly efficient with his passing, almost 65% of his completion rate, and only 1 interception and 15 touchdowns. But again, you hang your receiver out just a little bit high. Benson kind of finished that with some authority.
So we had a wildcat formation as Hildering goes back and takes the snap. Hildering fumbled, but he's able to put it or gain back. As Sam Benson came up and put a hat on the football, so Hildering looked like he was headed towards a big gain. But Benson put an end to that fumble, but recovered. And what looked like it was going to be a 3rd and relatively short, it's now 3rd and 7 for this West Lyon offense.
Well, Benson's kind of introduced himself, but there's Hildering, our player spotlight, sponsored by Musco, and what a great running back he is. 1,200-yard rusher.
So DeYoung's pass knocked out of the air. And you can hear the South Hardin crowd responding in kind. Preston Dolash gets a hand on that one, and it's going to force a West Lyon punt, something that they quite honestly don't have to do very often.
No. And you talk about defensive ends. If you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up. Great job right there forcing this 4th down.
And the ball's kicked away, and it's going to be short. West Lyon's going to let it roll. And it's going to be inside the 25 as it continues to roll on this dome turf, which it does. That was Jackson DeYoung that kicked it away. And South Hardin will have a 2nd possession at the 22-yard line.
It's always interesting, the first possession, both teams drive it a little bit, then forced to punt. Now what adjustments do you make off script a little bit, right? A lot of times coaches like to script those first however many plays, and then you have to make those adjustments based on what you're seeing.
Well, in our questionnaire that we sent out, Brett and I, we asked the coaches for their keys to the game. It's what we utilized for the keys to the game, given the fact the coaches would know best. If Brett and I were to assess the keys to the game, the big one is here. How does that undersized South Hardin offensive line handle this mammoth defensive line for West Lyon?
Well, you're right, and I do like the way with that offense kind of running some options, right? Giving your quarterback the decision-making process, and then maybe it doesn't allow that defensive line to just fly up the field, right? They've got to hold to containment and some adjustments. We'll see how that works.
3 receivers near side for Welch. He's got Adams behind him in pistol. He's going to throw it up the field to Williamson. Williamson with the catch, a modest gain. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6 for South Hardin.
And probably on the flip side, with a 3 front, you're always bringing somebody else from somewhere. So if you're West Lyon, you've got to change that up and mix it up a little bit, not allow Welch to kind of understand where the pressure is coming, and then force him to get rid of the ball early. And that neutralizes Benson.
Ben Meyer, excuse me.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Ben Meyer provided the pressure there. 3rd and 6, somebody off the edge. They swing it out to Adams, one-handed catch. Adams on the run. He's going to be short of the first down by about a yard. See if South Hardin decides to play Dan Campbell football. If you're not familiar with Dan Campbell, the head coach of Detroit, who has made it, well, the norm to go for it on 4th down, and that's exactly what South Hardin's going to do. Why not against the defending champs, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Adams, great job of just getting a handle on that. The one thing is Welch is their punter, so maybe they'll shift into something different here.
But Welch under center trying to draw West Lyon off, and then they do use the timeout. So they had no intention of going for it. Tigers
that would always pose a little bit of the interesting question early to try that play, to draw them off sides, to take a timeout. You don't know if you'll need them later in the half, but you get a cheap first down on that one. You feel pretty good about it.
First quarter coverage is brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, Iowa Farm Bureau believes in competitive play and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, Farm Bureau is investing in Iowa's future.
Looks like they will punt coming out of this timeout.
Second punt of the game already. Welch, a high skying, relatively short punt.
You get in the dome, though. That's the ones you like, the high hang time, get your defenders down there. And that's a tough catch for a lot of guys. They're not used to looking up. And the timing of it, a 1:30 game, it's a lot brighter than you're used to with those Friday night games.
33-yard punt, no return. West Lyon set up shop at their 37-yard line. South Hardin, good defense on their first attempt to stop this high-powered West Lyon offense. And they can grind it at you. This is Hildring. He is our Musco player spotlight today. And Evan Hildring, we already saw it. He has just been phenomenal on both sides of the football. Musco Lighting is the official and exclusive sports lighting provider of the IHSAA.
Well, that was a really good play by Lucas Perry right there. Just kind of undercut it. Got to Hildring's legs right there, and that's the toughest part right there, is to cut a player like that down. And really good defense.
Receiver in motion, the jet sweep off to that receiver, cutting back and looking for territory, but going to be losing some. And for West Lyon, they're going the wrong direction. River Kramer tried to reverse field, but it did not work out.
Well, the play starts with Lucas Perry again just flying in from that linebacker spot, and it made the runner kind of change directions. And boy, you talk about South Hardin playing fast so far right now. They're doing an excellent job of doing that and getting flowing to the ball.
Craig Salvo's defense for South Hardin. He's the defensive coordinator. Down the field it comes in. It's going to be intercepted. South Hardin, Sam Benson comes up with the interception. He had 4 coming in. That's his 5th. The returning all-state wide receiver doubles up and comes up with the pick.
Well, just a really good adjustment on the body right there for Benson. I think the pass was maybe supposed to go inside the hash. It leaked outside. Benson was able to adjust his body right there with the receiver stride for stride. He made just the better adjustment, was able to come back towards the ball. And wow, South Hardin taking advantage of turnovers, shifting the momentum a little bit. And you have to love the energy they're playing with right now.
South Hardin now with their 3rd possession of the first quarter. Neither team able to muster much offense at this point. South Hardin did have a couple of first downs in its first possession, and Welch is hit. He's not going to have a lot of time. This is a West Lyon defense.
I don't think the whistle blew there. Maybe they did. No, they didn't. They're letting this play.
They are. Brett, you are correct.
Well, there just wasn't a lot of action by anyone. They were all kind of looking around right there. I think it was an incomplete pass, but it came out of his hand a little weird.
Yeah, some miscommunication. Now, for the record, these crews don't always all work together.
Pass.
Okay.
2nd down.
All right. So it may be that somebody else thought that another whistle was going to blow. There is protocol amongst the crew members on who blows the whistle on in a situation like that. Adams was down. He lost 1 yard beforehand. That's Hildering off the edge again, and he was already making his name known in this semifinal.
Well, again, that big defensive line allows those linebackers to kind of flow freely right there. Hildering just coming from the backside right there, just stopping that before it even gets started. And to your point about the officiating crew, and I also believe there's an extra official out there. You know, sometimes in the playoff they add a 6-man crew. I think usually it's a 5-man crew.
Down the middle, Welch has Williamson again. Another catch as he goes right through the gut of the defense. And you get a chance to see the beautiful touch of Peyton Welch.
Well, what an excellent job of delivering that ball over the linebacker's head right in front of the safety. Just your basic seam route right down the hash right there. And again, for Welch not being the tallest quarterback of the crew, boy, just really smooth delivery. You see that ball come out tight and right down the seam.
We've yet to see Sam Benson targeted. Benson almost 1,000 yards on the season receiving. We'll see it eventually, but it's been Williamson. Well, Welch not able to get it to Benson. Nice job of blocking on the outside by Jake Balvance. Again, there's a double team being applied to Benson. They wanted to throw the hitch route out there and let him run. But that is not something that West Lyon is going to allow to happen.
No, and if you notice, River Kramer is the one that comes up really tight on him, and then you have the safety over the top in Sam Underberg, and I think that's just what they're going to do. And again, sometimes you pick somebody and say, we're going to make someone else beat us. Well, so far, Williamson's been that security blanket for Welch, and he's done a good job of finding him.
So Welch doesn't run a lot, but he did in the quarterfinals, and he was really good. A little miscommunication there. And now he's going to Benson. Benson skies high over the defense, high points it, and brings it in for a big gain.
Well, what a throw right there over the top of the corner. Beats the corner in front of the safety, and an even better job of Benson coming back for the ball right there, high pointing it, coming down with it, and able to pull it over the corner so it doesn't get knocked out.
Benson, a magnificent receiver, shows it all off on one play. South Hardin with the deepest penetration by either team at this point. There's the toss out to Adams. Adams looking for some room to run. He's going to get a couple, maybe 3. And again, that's a play that South Hardin runs an awful lot, that They'll run that bunch, a 3-receiver set to that side, and they love to run to their strength.
Well, we'll really go unnoticed right there. Adams with an excellent cut inside of the block right there, just to even gain any yards. West Lyon had it tight.
It's 0-0 after 1 quarter of play in the Unidome. You're watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. More Class 1A action on the Hy-Vee Championship Network after this break.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important? To invest in the future? It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Professional Educators of Iowa, founded by teachers for teachers in 1981.
What I like is that it is former administrators, teachers. They are people that are invested into, hey, let's make something great better.
PEI, the Professional Association for Iowa's Independent Educators.
The best thing about Professional Educators of Iowa is it's right in our backyard. It feels like home.
Now more than ever, educators are choosing PEI.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
We're not just lighting a stadium. We're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch. We're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport. We're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Health powers life. From the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. When injuries, illness, or normal wear and tear lead to joint pain or discomfort, count on advanced orthopedic care at Mercy One. From joint replacement to sprains and fractures to physical therapy, our team can help you get back to the activities you enjoy, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
IHSAA Semifinal Football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee, a proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. And by Sukup Manufacturing Company, the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. And by the Iowa Farm Bureau. From rural roots to statewide pride, Iowa Farm Bureau proudly supports student athletes across Iowa.
It is Veterans Week here in the Unidome, and the veterans have been honored at each of the games with a nice touch. We're back for the second quarter here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Brett, who was it a good first quarter for?
Well, you'd have to say both defenses have really shown what they're about, and to be honest, South Hardin's defense has been better than I expected. Watching them on tape, they've really flowed to the ball and handled West Lyon's size, but both defenses have done a great job, and they've been really on point.
Trevor Roseboom calls the defense for West Lyon. Welch on the option, cuts it up. Welch on a 2nd and 8. Picks up, we'll say 5 of those 8 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Clearly, South Hardin is in 4-down territory.
Yeah, but we talk about that option style right there, and Welch had a couple of options, and it really does slow down West Lyon's aggressive attack. I really like the game plan so far on that point, and we'll see here. Maybe we'll look for Welch to get it out in a hurry, or maybe go up top if he can get Benson on his own on the front, top side of the screen.
Pistol formation. The give is to Adams. Adams off right tackle. Adams appears to have the first down again.
Awfully close.
We're looking at the far official and where his feet are in relation to the sticks. And it certainly looks like a first down, and it is. So Adams powers his way off the right side for a first down.
Well, that's one thing you're going to notice about Adams is he finishes with those shoulder pads going north and south. And again, most times you're going to lean forward and get that body movement and picking up that extra half yard to pick up that first down.
Logan Kolb and Preston Dolash, the right side. 6'1", 220, 6'3", 210 for South Hardin. Couple of backs in the backfield. The option, Welch going to cut it up himself. He's already tucked it away. Welch is going to pick up 6 on the play. South Hardin on the move inside the 15-yard line of West Lyon.
I think his helmet came off. He may have to come off the field for a play.
He will. I did not see the helmet leave his body.
Yeah,
it certainly did. And they'll bring up the backup quarterback.
Braden Weed, 6'2" sophomore.
So for one play on a 2nd and 5, you could pretty much guess what was going to happen there out of the pistol. It's Adams who moves forward for a gain of 3.
Wouldn't that have been the old riverboat gambler? Chuck it up, let the sophomore roll a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sure if that would have been the play call, there would have been a little nervous energy in the play.
Welch returns to the huddle with a sigh of relief from the South Hardin crowd. 3rd and 3. 2 backs in the backfield. Benson on the move. It's Adams off the right side. They're looking. Welch looking. Welch is going to be stopped short. Welch is going to lose a handful of yards. So they cover up well. They were looking for Benson. Benson not able to get open off this double team as he draws his attention. He's bracketed. Nothing down the field for Williamson either.
Well, just really good defense and discipline by West Lyon right there. And Ben Myers gets the sack on that. Now, again, you might want to tell Welch the next time that kind of bottles up right there. Just throw it through the back of the end zone. You certainly have the arm strength to do that. Then it saves you a few yards. Not sure what the delay is here.
One of the
is there a penalty?
West Lyon players
holding defense number 14. Half the distance to the goal results in a first down.
Apologize to the audience.
No, we didn't see
Neither
that.
of us did saw the flag on the field. Maybe you did at home. We'll see where that comes from. I think they may have gotten Benson. Somebody held Benson. Our attention was drawn away. Didn't see that, so apologize.
It was right in the middle of the field, right on the hash, about the goal line. Again, Benson trying to break in on that route or maybe even out, and that's where Welch didn't have anyone to throw to because of the penalty maybe.
Yeah, another rules difference. You can contact receivers downfield. Obviously, you can never hold them. Welch trying to get the corner. Welch is going to be inside the 2-yard line. He's showing off his speed.
Well, excellent finish by Zielinski right there to stop from the touchdown. Welch had gotten to the corner right there.
Greatly blocked by Cam Adams. So Zielinski able to stop Welch at the 2-yard line. It's not a foregone conclusion that this is going to be a score. This is a stout West Lyon defense. Adams off the left side. Adams powers his way in. South Hardin draws first blood against the defending champion.
Well, I like what they did right there. They're going between the tackles. Adams just leaks it right outside, and that gap right there. Excellent job up front by that South Hardin offensive line.
Adams with his 14th touchdown of the season. We talked about Adams, the notes that we put together. He doesn't have incredible speed, but this kid runs with power, and he showed it off there. The point after is good. South Hardin has Jake Balvin kick that through for the PAT. And it's a 7-0 lead for the upstart South Hardin Tigers.
Starts by that play right there, Benson. The big catch over the top. Almost a little bit of a broken play there. Welch kind of optioning to no one. Gets it up to Benson. What you really like is that shoulder lean by Adams. Just gets those shoulder pads forward, finishes with them.
We see Welch.
Right here, this is what you love. That center of gravity, over shoulders over the toes, and just drives yourself in there. Really, really strong run by Adams there.
And Adams, 1,279 yards coming into this afternoon's contest. He's put himself over that 1,300-yard mark, but more importantly, his 14th score.
Well, and that's really important for South Hardin, feeling like you're the 4th seed against the #1 team in the state. Draw first blood, and they certainly do that. Adams listed at 6 feet, 210 pounds, and you can certainly see that power when he runs. And even the lead blocking, we talked about that on the Welch run at the corner of the end zone right there. Adams there just finishing his blocks.
Looks like Kane Chaplin is going to pooch it down the field. It is brought in at the 28-yard line, but nothing going for Cooper Schoening. Matter of fact, he goes backwards for a couple of yards, so excellent coverage by the Tigers. And West Lyon's going to start at their own 26-yard line.
Well, it's always interesting watching different teams and their special teams. West Lyon has 3 back across the back, 3 up towards the middle. South Hardin chooses to pooch it a little bit right there. Great coverage, because anytime you pooch it, you're giving up a little field. You don't want to give them more field advantage there, and good job of their coverage.
So Easton DeYoung trying to get some offense going for West Lyon, and it's been tough sledding so far for this offense that hasn't done a lot. It's going to be DeYoung on the carry, and he's going to get his motor running for a 12-yard gain and a first down for a quarterback that ran for 495 this year, averaged 11.2 yards every time he tucked it up and went.
Very subtle thing right there, but Hildren carries out that fake like he had the ball, drawing the eyes a little bit of that defense. DeYoung does a nice job of just hitting it right up that seam. Good first down play right there.
When we asked Jay Roseboom about the players that will go unsung, he talked about the offensive line. We'll talk about him shortly as Hildring hits the seam. Hildring weaves his way back outside. Hildring is in.
Well, Hildring shows why he's a spotlight player right there. He hit that hole, got to the second level, and he shows off the burners right there. What a great run, just on an easy zone read. Just one cut, go, get up the hole. There he goes.
We've seen Hildring on defense. His first big play. He's our Musco spotlight player of the game. Hildring goes for 62 yards and a touchdown. And they're attempting the PAT to tie this up. PAT is good.
Well, what a response right there by West Lyon. Again, South Hardin goes and scores. Answer back really quickly on a short drive.
Greeley Kirkfleet on the PAT.
Just running away from the South Hardin defenders right there. Hildren showing off a little bit of speed there. Gets to the second level. Beats him to the corner.
One of the notes I made, West Lyon not particularly proficient when it came to PATs. I highlighted they were 54 of 67 on the season. So each time it goes through for that point after, it's big. Now for West Lyon throughout the season, those missed PATs were really non-consequential. in this game, a miss would be a big deal. So West Lyon took all of about a minute to respond to South Hardin's score after they methodically work it down. We talked about the defense dominating the first quarter. The offenses have come out here and responded in kind here early in the second quarter. We're knotted up at 7 apiece.
Well, you talk about the adjustments. First quarter, you kind of see what both teams are going to throw at you defensively, and then you adjust on there. Both teams look like they've done a good job of adjusting.
Ball taken deep, and the give is off to Williamson. Williamson, well, the trickery didn't trick West Lyon, and part of it was the depth at which that had to be made.
Yeah.
That wall didn't get back. It was kind of a line drive kickoff, so that exchange didn't fool anyone because nobody was down the field.
Yeah, and it was really deep all the way to the 1 yard line. And again, the benefit of your kicker having a strong leg right there. That's the hardest part about those reverses on kickoffs. It's just they take a little bit of time, and you're really, if the defense isn't there yet, it's not fooling a whole lot of people.
First down for South Hardin. Their lead was brief. Fake to Adams in the flat. Ball's tipped around. Dangerous territory for Welch. And it looked like maybe one of the South.
Looks like Dax Mexer got his hands up in the air. And then what a great effort right there by Jarence Knobloch. Just almost came up with a spectacular play. Good awareness of where the ball was at in the air. But good pressure, though, by that defensive front to kind of get in the face of Welch right there and not allow him to really step into the throw.
Hy-Vee is a proud partner of the IHSAA, bringing you all 14 games this week on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. 2nd and 10. Pump fake. They're going down the field, looking for Benson. Benson, well guarded, excellent defense. And at this corner position for West Lyon, that was River Kramer. And Kramer has every right to that spot on the field. And you can see Kramer really stopping Benson from getting to the ball. Excellent defense.
As soon as that ball is in the air, you have a right to go get that ball. And a little jostling by both players. And I do like Benson trying to earn a flag right there, but really good defense right there in a corner that's given up some size. He's only listed at 5'9", and Benson's a much taller receiver.
Welch on the quarterback draw. He's got somebody out in front of him. Welch is not going to get there. Cooper Schoening on the play for West Lyon.
I love the play call right there, and just a great close by Schoening from his free safety spot. Just didn't get the block to him right there. He came free and finished that before the first down.
Yeah, Lucas Perry, the center, had gone out in front as the lead blocker, but he wasn't able to get his hands on Schoening. So Welch will have to punt it away to give it back to West Lyon in this potent offense.
Such a tough ask for a center to go out and get a safety. It just wasn't able to get it.
Welch end over end kick taken by Kramer, and Kramer is immediately brought out of bounds.
Well, good coverage right there by Spindler. Really close to the line right there, and didn't allow Kramer to get upfield. Might have stepped out of bounds. They didn't blow the whistle. Tackle kind of carries him out of bounds, but it certainly started in bounds, and then the momentum carried him well out of bounds.
West Lyon, its best field position thus far, starting at its own 40. Trailed 7-0. And fixed that quickly with an Evan Hildering 62-yard touchdown in their last possession. It's Kramer. And pre-snap penalty on West Lyon. It's been a clean game so far.
It certainly has. And again, that's not what you want. You get a 3 and out.
Dead
and
ball,
you get it.
false start. Offense number 34. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Got to credit the officials in both games so far. They've done an excellent job of keeping the game moving.
So we talked earlier about the size of the crew. I think regular season I was told 5 officials. Then they go to the postseason as 7 officials. So again, there's an adjustment as officials when you're not used to 2 extra players or 2 extra ref officials on the field. There's some communication pieces that have to happen.
The fake to Kramer, the give to Hildring. Hildring gets a couple of yards back. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Maybe.
And I think it looks like Spindler.
Well, great job by Lucas Perry right there of stopping that, now allowing Hildring to kind of get himself moving upfield. Didn't make the tackle, but allowed the rest of his teammates to get to that position right there. Sometimes when you have those misdirections, the first guy on the scene just has to slow it down enough for the rest of the defenders to recognize and make that play.
It looks like he's going to be okay. Spindler, one of those defenders that starts for South Hardin. Our starting lineups brought to us by Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee is a proud sponsor of the High School Athletic Association. And it's where there's a helpful smile in every eye. Second and 12 for West Lyon as we resume action. Easton DeYoung sends his brother all the way to the right, like he has for the entirety of his brother's life. Hildring up the middle again, he's got some room. But it shut down quickly, but not after he gained a 7-yard gain on the play, excuse me. It'll bring up 3rd and 5 for West Lyon.
Well, it gets you closer to that midfield first down, and then if you can get, you don't have to get it all here. You could go for it on 4th and short from midfield. A little more risky there instead of that longer play or that long 3rd down. And there's a lot of plays still in this playbook for you.
We haven't seen DeYoung go through the air very often in this game. Not much success. So the big play off the run of the offense. He's rolling out. DeYoung cuts it up. DeYoung looking for the first down. He's going to get it.
You see that spot?
Right
on the 50. Yep.
Well, it's whether it's the near or the far official. The far official is going to spot him short, which is what they are going to utilize. So the umpire looks at the far official, and it's going to be 4th down and half a yard. And as you would expect, West Lyon's going to keep its offense on the field.
And those are the spots we talk about, that logo right in the middle of the field. It's hard to see the line. The white line doesn't extend all the way through the logo. You kind of lose track of maybe where that spot could be.
DeYoung under center. He gives it off, and it's a first down for Hildring. Hildring had some help. A couple of guys lined up in the backfield as lead blockers in front of him. That power formation allows West Lyon to move the chains, and it's a first down in South Hardin territory. 1st and 10 from the 48.
Well, Carter Metzger did a great job of trapping right there. Lucas Perry's ready to make that play in the backfield, and Metzger comes from back across his left guard or left tackle and really opens that hole.
West Lyon says, why not? Let's stay in that same formation. The quick give is to Metzger. That's Daxton Metzger. He's a 6'3", 205-pound junior. Metzger picks up a couple.
Well, a little bit of that kind of offset fullback trap right there. Good job of South Hardin recognizing that right there, stopping it before he really could get upfield. Sometimes those fullback traps are the ones that expand the hole and go for big plays.
DeYoung back in the gun. DeYoung forced to throw early, but he finds his receiver for big yardage. Just on the curl route is Selesky. Selesky comes up with yet another big play. And you watch the fearlessness of DeYoung as he catches Selesky.
Well, great poise right there by DeYoung. Central West Lyon going a little fast here.
Hildring, he's got the edge. And he's going to be cut short just before the goal line. And you can see the speed of Hildring as he rips off 16 yards. It's a 1st and goal at the 2 for West Lyon.
Well, they're going with a little tempo right here. Good, really good catching South Hardin a little bit on their heels.
And South Hardin's going to use the timeout. Well, you mentioned it.
Well, it's interesting when offenses can change the pace and style that they're going. It does really put a lot of pressure on your defense. And again, really good timeout by South Hardin right now, just to kind of slow it down right there. And, you know, Coach Eller has been around for a long time, has a lot of experience coaching in a lot of different areas. So you see that. You just, let's calm ourselves down here, right? Slow the pace down a little bit here. Try to get a big stop here at the end of the 2nd quarter.
Eller and his Knights. He's in Jay Roseboom, the head man for West Lyon, has been there 34 years. He was an assistant, and he's been the head coach for 34 seasons. Get this, folks, 330 wins, 62 losses at West Lyon. There's been some success there. 6 state championships for West Lyon. This is a much storied program for the Wildcats.
Well, you talk about Western Iowa football, you think of West Lyon, right? They've been around, again, 330 wins over the course of a long career. Again, you talk about community, tradition. West Lyon certainly epitomizes that as far as Western Iowa football goes.
36 playoff appearances for this program. Back to the power formation, 3 backs in the backfield. They give the quick one, and he stopped short. Didn't see who the carrier was.
Jacob Snyder. Yeah, Snyder's in that little fullback. You have those 2 right there. It's tough to see which one. I like it because it distracts the eyes a little bit of the defense, but good job of filling the hole right there.
Snyder and Metzger come in as the fullbacks for West Lyon in that set. If DeYoung decides to keep it and bootleg out the other side,
it's probably wide open.
There's going to be nobody there.
But Gavin Starr and Lucas Perry right there filled it. Maybe a little QB sneak here.
Give is to Hildring. Hildring still motoring. Hildring, touchdown!
Yeah, that's
touchdown, Evan Hildring, his 2nd of the game.
Power football play right there. Just bury your head behind that offensive line and don't stop till you see the white line. And what a good drive right there by West Lyon. Boy, not by much, but he was still on his feet.
Again, PAT is up and good. No, it's no good. Check that. I just mentioned that after the last conversion, and they missed this one. So a 6-point lead for West Lyon after the miss. So here's your drive. It's the Evan Hildring show. That's Metzger comes off there. More Hildring as he's able to get the edge. And then Hildring finishes it off. He's our spotlight player for a reason.
Well, he's listed at 190. The speed to match that size right there. So again, just a tough running back to defend because he can hit you as he did on that long run early, and then he can go right between the tackles, burying his head, just getting those shoulder pads low and lean on what got you here. And Evan Hildring certainly the type of player that has done that.
We mentioned the passing game for West Lyon, really non-existent to this point. You'd have the one big play for 28 yards, but Hildring has been the workhorse. 8 carries, 96 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. South Hardin trails for the first time. Off the kickoff. Doesn't look like much is there, and there isn't. And we do have a penalty flag.
It's going to be a block in the back, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be even more difficult for the Tigers now.
Yeah, it's one of those flags you hate on special teams because it goes back to the spot, and then you're just really deep, putting your offense in a tough spot.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 17. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So Nick Eller and his team will play from behind for the first time. And they're in a deep hole. It's going to be from their 8-yard line now. It's where they're going to set up shop.
Well, this is certainly the tough one. West Lyon has all 3 of their timeouts left too, and so you get behind the sticks or anywhere like that, you look for West Lyon to use their timeouts, try to get another score right before half.
South Hardin continues to utilize 2 backs in the backfield. Pitch off to Adams. Adams really with nowhere to go and no gain on the play.
Well, West Lyon does a great job of kind of just stretching that play out there, and Jacob Roman comes in and finishes that play off. And there's West Lyon using their first time out of the half.
West Lyon, their first of the half.
The Manning fans joining them being Welch and Adams in the backfield a little bit more often than we've seen so far. Nick Eller is the play caller for South Hardin, so we'll see what he has in store for his team. On a 2nd and 11, they're going to say Adams lost a yard in the previous play.
Well, this becomes the tough spot as a play caller. You're inside your 10-yard line, but you've got to move the chains or you really feel like you're going to end up giving West Lyon a short field. And so you want to be aggressive, but you also understand a turnover here deep in this territory can be very dangerous.
1:49 to play. You mentioned the timeout situation. South Hardin now with 1 remaining. West Lyon just used its first of 3 timeouts. 2nd and 11 at their own 8-yard line. South Hardin, which was moving the ball fairly well early on, of course, culminated in a touchdown earlier in this 2nd quarter. Yards not so easy to come by since then.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed the last drive, West Lyon went to more of a 4 traditional technique. Now I think they're back to their 3-man. So again, changing your fronts are really tough to block sometimes.
Hildring on the line of scrimmage. Hildring racing in, has Welch go around him. Welch has a blocker out in front of him, and Welch stretches out, and it looks like Welch is going to have the first down. So slick ball handling by Peyton Welch.
That was a great play by a veteran quarterback right there. Really set up on the edge right there. Kind of slowed Metzger down a little bit and then gave him the shake to the outside and beat him to the corner. What a great pickup for Welch right there.
It's one of those that doesn't look like a big deal. Williamson on the short catch. And they're going to give him a gain of 4.
Yeah, Williamson had a chance to kind of cut up through the middle, and you want to tell those receivers on the hash, get up the field, get up the field. Again, good pickup on first down. You want to get a few extra if you can.
Clock continues to unwind. It's under a minute. South Hardin in no hurry. Running time off the clock. Blitz coming. Give in the interior of the defense. Not much there.
Well, and I'm wondering if South Hardin's okay going into the half 13-7. Again, you're not giving West Lyon the ball back. I think that's a win a little bit there. Go in and make some halftime adjustments.
And Gavin Starr on the carry. West Lyon content to let the clock run. There are 19 seconds on the game clock, 16. They're 1 second apart is what I was alluding to. Welch just going to keep it himself. And Welch hauled down. 2 seconds, 1 second, and time will expire in this first half of play unless there was a timeout. Everybody's hanging around.
I thought there was a whistle that.
Okay.
No.
Nope. Time did expire. Okay. It's halftime in Class 1A. West Lyon leads.
Well,
Nope.
maybe not.
All right, some confusion on the field. We've mentioned
Before
this.
the end of the half, there was a timeout. West Lyon, please put 3 seconds on the game clock. 3 seconds.
So this is interesting. I like the timeout because now you have to snap the ball and punt it, or do you snap it and run around for 3 seconds? That's a risk, right?
It is.
So I think you just punt it. Certainly with your quarterback being the punter, maybe you can just get rid of it.
That is the beauty of it.
I would bet West Lyon doesn't have anyone back to return this, though.
I would imagine you're correct. South Hardin, when asked to identify some players, Nick Eller identified these guys that maybe weren't statistically standouts, but they wouldn't be here if it weren't for the contributions. And one of those was Manning Fance. He's the fullback in that offense. Talked about how he provides that lead blocker, just does a lot of the dirty work. And on defense, talked about Lucas Perry, one of the inside linebackers, Gavin Starr, an outside linebacker, another inside linebacker in Sawyer Kane, and then Josh Spindler, who outside linebacker as well. So that's South Hardin defense.
Well, you don't get this far without some of those unsung heroes, and certainly every team has that.
Well, 4th and 5. West Lyon uses consecutive timeouts, which you can do in high school football.
Well, I think South Hardin came back with their offense, so I think maybe they didn't have maybe they had pump block out there.
Well, you could always go with the heave down the field to Benson as well. I would have a hard time criticizing that strategy. Benson just with the one catch today. It was a big one.
Just as long as it takes 3 seconds,
as long
right?
as it takes 3 seconds.
Which you would assume it would. So that would be, maybe that's what you draw up, right? What can you lose? You just don't want a turnover that leads to some sort of score, right? That's probably what you think in the back of your mind, but also can't win a game without taking some chances.
Nick Eller, the head coach, he actually played football at Iowa Central and then went to Eastern Illinois, where he was Illinois. He was a All-American tight end at Eastern Illinois. Actually signed as a free agent with the Baltimore Ravens in 2004. Didn't catch on, but you know what? It's saying something. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Oh, and Welch just lets the 3 seconds and take a knee. Hey, we didn't think of that. That was the smart play, right, Brett? And that's the way this first half ends. And now it's halftime in Class 1A. As West Lyon leads South Hardin 13-7. Heading to the locker room, you're watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. We'll be right back on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days, because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you can rise to meet it. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,800.
Visit GoKubota.com today to find your local Kubota dealer.
High school activities have given me the opportunity to get involved and make new friends.
Compete in sports that I love and meet new people.
Do something I love while building the programs in my community.
Not just be a role model off the court, but also be a role model on the court.
Make connections and meet new people.
They've given me a reason to work hard and better myself for the future. Set good examples to the younger athletes.
Have a positive impact on my community.
Help us support Iowa high school activities.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Halftime coverage is brought to you by Northwest Bank, proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Unidome, where we've reached the Northwest Bank halftime of our first Class 1A semifinal of the game. It's actually our second, The score through 2 quarters, 13 for West Lyon and 7 for South Hardin. Just like a great team, success in business takes planning, dedication, and trust. That's why businesses count on Northwest Bank, where personal and business banking never stops working for you. Member FDIC. With the teams in the locker rooms, we'll step aside for a message from our title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau, and a fun highlight of champions from the last school year at the Athletic Association.
Thanks for joining us for the 2025 IHSAA State Football Championships. I'm Chris Cuellar, Communications Director at the Iowa High School Athletic Association. We hope you're enjoying the competition our member schools are putting on today. At the Iowa High School Athletic Association, we're deeply grateful for the incredible support that makes this event possible, and no partner plays a more pivotal role than our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau. With me here today is Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Good to be with you, Chris.
First off, I'd like to thank the Iowa Farm Bureau for being the sole title sponsor of our state football championships and a longtime supporter of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. What do you think makes education-based activities so special in Iowa, and why is it important for organizations like Iowa Farm Bureau to be involved with events like this?
Well, Chris, at the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools go hand in hand. Just as the student athletes competing here today are among the nation's best, Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive, leading the way in corn, hog, and ethanol production, but also in pioneering conservation efforts. Iowa ranks #1 in water quality, wetlands, bioreactors, grassed waterways, filter and buffer strips, pollinator habitats, and conservation tillage. As proud title sponsors, we're excited to celebrate the strength and spirit of Iowa's farmers and student athletes. Their resilience defines what it means to be farm strong and makes these games and our state truly special.
With these games being a high point of the high school experience for so many student athletes, can you describe how Iowa Farm Bureau makes sure its sponsorship goes beyond the event itself?
The championship games are an important moment, but we want our impact to last much longer. That's why we're proud to support them throughout the year through our work with the Iowa High School Athletic Association and the Girls Union to sponsor concussion insurance at no cost for all boys and girls participating in the practice and play of all sports sanctioned by the organizations. It's an extremely important program and just one way that we feel we can help look out for the long-term well-being of student athletes. In addition to concussion coverage, the Iowa Farm Bureau is one of the state's largest scholarship providers, contributing over $250,000 in scholarships each year to Iowa's students. Right now, we're accepting applications for our scholarships, so we encourage students to visit our website for more information. And knowing teachers play a critical role in shaping our students' futures, we also provide grant programs to help educators offset costs for much-needed education resources, helping to enhance classroom experiences in schools across Iowa.
Adding to that incredible list of support, the Iowa Farm Bureau also sponsors the IHSAA's Governor Scholar Recognition Ceremony. I always see members of the Farm Bureau team at the event alongside our Athletic Association staff. Could you share why you think it's so important for your organization to be involved?
At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that today's students are the future leaders of our state. By supporting the Iowa Governor's Scholar Program, we have the privilege of being present to honor more than 400 of Iowa's brightest academic achievers. These students are not only excelling in their classrooms, but they are also the future leaders who will help shape Iowa's progress. This initiative is deeply important to our organization, our members, and all Iowans, as it highlights the value of education and leadership in moving Iowa forward.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Brent, and for your continued support of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Your partnership has been essential in helping us grow student services through recognition programs, grants, and scholarships. We truly appreciate your commitment to education-based activities and the students we serve across Iowa.
I don't get it. Why is there uneven crop emergence out here?
Great question, Jill. From what I've seen, soil compaction from your sprayers and grain carts is the likely culprit. This can hinder root penetration and emergence along field edges.
What would I do without you, Tom?
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Let's catch up later. I'm needed over in Monroe County.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Nice guy.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
You love our lineup of legendary Pizza Ranch pizzas. And now, get ready to love the Big Popper. Loaded with cream cheese, Italian sausage, jalapenos, sweet peppadew peppers, and a honey hot sauce drizzle. A little sweet, a little heat, and a whole lot of flavor. Try the Big Popper Pizza, along with our new Chicky Chicky Boom Boom Salad. Only for a limited time, only at Pizza Ranch.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Hello and welcome to the Iowa High School Athletic Association's Football Halftime. I'm Communications Director Chris Cuellar, and joining me today is ISL Education Lending President and CEO Steve McCullough. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Can you explain what the synergies are between what the Athletic Association is doing and what the work of ISL Education Lending for Iowa students?
Well, our purpose is to help students and families succeed in education and career after high school. As a nonprofit, we offer low-cost private student loans. We also offer scholarships and college planning tools to help families make wise choices.
I assume there's some people watching who just heard the word scholarships. Can you tell me a little more about that?
So, right now, you can register to win one of 45 $1,000 scholarships. They're for high school students, college students, and their parents. And you can register at iowastudentloan.org, or you can scan the QR code on the video board. You need to register by December 5th.
What are some other resources that people should take away here about ISL Education Lending?
Well, we just launched a new scholarship search service called Step 1 Scholarship Search. It's free for use, and it's customized and personalized so you can find scholarships that are a match for you. For more information about Step 1 Scholarship Search Service or any of our other programs, go to iowastudentloan.org.
We got a lot of overlap there with our high school students either on the field or hopefully watching at home. Hopefully they can take advantage of those resources. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Into the end zone. Wow, it's a great pull. Here again. Wants to throw deep. Has a man open. Coopsy catches him at the 10. Trucks into the end zone.
And the celebration begins here for the Grundy Center Spartans.
It's a wide open receiver. Makes the catch. What a performance. North Polk goes undefeated. They will hoist the state's biggest trophy. Down the lane, off balance, Jackson with 2 seconds left, and this one is over. Jaden McGregory.
We're not just lighting a stadium, we're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch, we're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport, we're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important? To invest in the future? It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Need money for college? Our scholarship registration is quick and easy. ISL Education Lending Scholarship is open to both students and parents. Visit iowastudentloan.org/award for details. Multiple awards are available, and you'll learn valuable financial literacy tips as part of the process. Register online today for your chance to win $1,000.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things. and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest. Of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
Halftime was brought to you by Northwest Bank, proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC.
We're back with the Northwest Bank halftime and the Class 1A semifinals. Brett, give me your take on that first half.
Well, you know, West Lyon gets up 13-7 after South Hardin kind of took the lead early, and so 13 unanswered score points. And I think really the stat that jumps out is Evan Hildering went for 96 yards, and a bulk of that after South Hardin scored that first touchdown. So he really imposed himself, showed off some of that game-breaking speed. You know, we've got another one where total yards are pretty similar. The rushing yards are distinctly in West Lyon's favor. You see the time of possession, which is interesting. South Hardin went 16 minutes with the ball, West Lyon 7. So some of that quick play, long plays by West Lyon, certainly on that first drive they had. But both defenses playing pretty well. We'll see what the adjustments are coming out of half.
Well, what does South Hardin have to do better in this second half to win this game?
Yeah, I think what they did in that first drive to score, sustain a drive. Really thought after that first drive they kind of got stuck a little bit, and Central Lyon did some different things defensively, so you have to recognize when they changed from that 3 to that 4 front. Really try to get Benson the ball, I think, a little bit more. He's been the one that West Lyon's done a really good job of kind of putting him under wraps a little bit. So how do you create some space for your big play receiver?
Yeah, they're gonna, with Benson being double teamed, somebody else is gonna have to become that big play receiver opposite. Now Williamson has those 5 catches, but just for 35 yards.
Yeah, and that's where maybe the yards after catch, you need him to maybe break a few just to loosen up that that man-to-man defense, or really that double team.
Closed captioning on today's over-the-air networks is presented by Sukup Manufacturing. Sukup is the world's largest family-owned grain bin manufacturer and a proud supporter of Iowa high school activities. This has been the Northwest Bank halftime. Northwest Bank proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC. You're watching the Iowa High School Athletic Association football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. We're about ready for the second half here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. South Hardin will kick it off. They got the ball first in the first quarter. It's West Lyon's turn. They have 3 guys deep. Last time, South Hardin chose to pooch it short, and it was very effective. And they do the same thing here. This time they coach them up, go forward, go north and south, get what you can. That's what Will Warner does. And good field possession for West Lyon as they start their own 35.
Yeah, we talk about halftime adjustments for West Lyon. Continue to do what you did in that second quarter, just imposing your will, rushing the ball. And Hildering was a big factor in that, but that offensive line just kind of asserted themselves. And again, just follow your blocks, sustain some drives here, and not allow South Hardin as many possessions.
Yeah, in our Sukup halftime stats, we saw that Evan Hildering, by far the leading producer for West Lyon in the first half, 96 yards. This time it's Easton DeYoung who tucks it up, and on the option play he gains 6 on first down.
Yeah, a little weak side speed option right there. Does a good job of faking that pitch. Good tackle really by Gavin Starr of not allowing DeYoung to get through the second level.
They only pitch it if you're forced to. 2nd and 4 for West Lyon. A little slow getting out of the huddle, some miscommunication. Play clock running down a touch. 5 seconds. And they send a player in motion. That is DeYoung in motion. Hildering able to motor forward. And we do have...
I think you're probably going to get an illegal formation right there. They looked a little bit odd coming out of the huddle. Not really sure where guys were supposed to line up.
illegal shift, offense, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
So
second down.
Wonder if the shift man looked like he was moving forward on the snap.
I believe that's what it was. It's exactly as you watch sliding forward. Wrong country.
Yeah. You try to get away with it, right? There's a lot of guys that will move forward more than you want, and coaches are right in the ear, but good call.
2nd and 9 after the penalty for Westline. It would be first down run by Hildring. Wiped out Hildring now, this time gobbled up. Starr was right there along with several other players for South Hardin. Lucas Perry also in on that tackle.
Yeah, the one thing Lucas Perry has shown in the first half is he gets through that line of scrimmage and fills those holes. And again, really good job Starr as well. You don't want Hildren to get to that second level. He showed us in the first half. Once he gets there, he's really tough to bring down. Good job of stopping him before he gets started.
South Hardin got a stop on West Lyon's first drive of the first half. Trying to repeat that here. DeYoung going to see a blitz. On the blitz, DeYoung over the middle, pass intended for his brother, right through the outstretched hands of Jackson. And it'll bring up 4th down. West Lyon's going to have to kick it away.
Well, really good job by Jackson of setting down kind of in that zone. Really tough throw, though. DeYoung was under a ton of pressure. Kind of a jump throw back across his body. Hard to be accurate on that one.
He's going to tell his little brother that he should have caught it. That's what big brothers get to do.
That's probably
some
it.
pressure applied. Good high kick by DeYoung.
Well, I think Cooper Schoening was about as close as you can get without getting a penalty on that one. Good job by Williamson to catch that ball with a lot of traffic right there.
35-yard punt, no return.
Schoening wasn't really sure where the ball was. Maybe he thought it was going to hit him in the back of the head. Well, good first stop by South Hardin. They did that in the first half too. So again, what can you do on offense that's different than you did in the first half? Sustain some drives.
Peyton Welch was efficient, if not big plays in the first half. 3-yard catch on first down, and that has kind of summarized the passing game outside of the big Sam Benson catch.
And probably the game plan for West Lyon is we'll let you catch it in front. We'll come and tackle you right there. Make them get the conversions on 3rd down. We just don't want you to beat us deep.
Well, West Lyon, they have outside positions they call cash. And that is a Phil Parker invention, that cash position, those safety / outside linebacker spots. So it would make sense that they would follow the Phil Parker line of thinking as well, as it take all that stuff in front of you like that. That ball not caught by Williamson. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7 now for South Hardin.
But I think if you know your strength is tackling, then let's do that, right? Keep everything in front, float to the middle of the field. Let your cash guys go make their money and get those tackles.
Benson does have one-on-one. See if they choose to go his way. It's Hildring who makes the play. Hildring getting it done on both sides of the ball. Our spotlight player of the game, brought to you by Musco Lighting, comes up with another sack.
Well, unblocked pressure on the backside, but he's so fast to run that down. Welch just didn't have any time good coverage on the front side of that flood route concept right there. The defenders were right where they needed to be, just didn't allow him to get rid of that ball.
Boy, Hildring's a football player, isn't he?
Well, headed to Northwest College in Orange City, and they're getting a good one for sure. Be interesting to see what do they do with him when he get there. Linebacker, running back, probably take your pick.
Welch kicks it away. Late fair catch signal by DeYoung. West Lyon gains some yardage in that punt exchange. It's their ball near midfield at their own 45-yard line. Neither team able to move the ball at all in their first possession. See what West Lyon can get going here.
You did see South Hardin offensively there come out in that more spread style of formation, so maybe they're trying to loosen West Lyon up.
Fake on the jet sweep. DeYoung carries. Somebody grasping at the ball. DeYoung gets a little help as he motors forward for a gain of 18 yards. And it's first down, West Lyon.
Well, you like that play design right there, the fake of the jet sweep. Right? Maybe the next time they're going to hand it to him. DeYoung does a good job of just allowing that space to open up, get upfield, and drive himself towards the ball.
West Lyon out of the huddle in a hurry. Hildring on the carry, continues to move those legs. He's such a strong ball carrier. Move up to a 7-yard carry, and Hildring now over 100 yards on the game. We spotlighted him for a reason.
He's a complete package as a running back, right? The top end speed to kind of break away, but just that big strong frame to lean forward and just churn up those yards.
Hildring just 10 carries, averaging 10.3 yards. He did have that 62-yard touchdown run. Couple of TDs, couple of sacks. Hildring again. Hildring's got the first down, picks up 5 yards on the play. West Lyon trying to add to their lead.
Well, and just the pressure, there's so many guys that take to bring him down. You have to flow to the ball or it's a broken tackle and an extension of the run right there. But if you can get 5 yards of carry, you know, as a former offensive-minded coach, you'll take that every day of the week.
Every day. That's 5 plus 5 equals 10. That means I don't have to go 2 downs. Again, fake to Hildring. DeYoung working his way, continues to go forward, now sideways and backward, but not before he picks up 4 yards. That offensive line that Jay Roseboom pointed out when we asked him, who are the unsung heroes of your team? He said, our offensive line. Didn't name any specifically, so let's do it for him. That's Jarence Knobloch, Carter Metzger, Cole Cook, Micah Van Beek, and Bryce Cook, who is a returning first-team All-Stater, and somebody who's headed to the University of Sioux Falls to play football. Down the field it goes. He's got him open. Can he haul it in? Yes, he can. Brother to brother. It's Easton to Jackson, and West Lyon adds to its lead.
Well, we talk about the run game being so dynamic. That play action right there allows Jackson to get beyond the defense and just nice, easy pitch and catch. Well, maybe not as nice a pitch,
easy.
But yeah, what a great adjustment right there. Good catch.
Yeah, Ball Vance not in horrible position, but a beautifully thrown football. And West Lyon will go for 2 to try to make it for the extra point that was missed earlier. Return fake, looking for the crosser. He's wide. He had 2 guys wide open. Ball was caught. Didn't see who it was. I thought it was going to Selesky. Instead, I think it's Kramer.
Yeah. He had his pick. I know where your eyes were going on that. What a kind of a fun play design right there. A lot going on.
Well, they went to the more difficult of the 2, but nonetheless, Kramer hauls it in. And it's back to a 2-score, or excuse me, it is a 2-score game after the 2-point play.
The concept there just really put River Kramer in a spot where he had to decide, and
that's take a look. Easy. Take a look at this drive. It starts with an Easton DeYoung run, and he picks up 18 yards on that one. And another DeYoung carry as he hauls a bunch of defenders along with him. And then the throw to his brother, like they've done thousands of times. Beautiful throw. But imagine that Easton might have said something to his 2 years younger brother Jackson that he should have caught that one in the first half. This one he hauls in. This one's for the big score. That's just DeYoung's second completion, but they've gone for big numbers both times. This one's for the touchdown. And it's a 21-7 West Lyon lead. I think it's safe to say South Hardin, after drawing first blood, they need something on this drive. They were going to fake the reverse. This time they just decide not to. Probably a good call. And that's Spindler who brings it up near the 30-yard line. And it's time for South Hardin to get some offense going.
Yeah, I like that right there. Just get up north and south on those kickoffs. Get as much field position as you can right there. And yeah, 21 unanswered by West Lyon. You're kind of into that dangerous territory if you're South Hardin. At least you need to sustain a little bit of a drive here to give your defense a little break.
South Hardin can score points in bunches, but you wouldn't call it a high-octane offense. They were in the 40s regularly, and Williamson with another catch, but they need their big play guy, and that's Sam Benson. They need some production out of him.
Well, sometimes maybe you just need to move him around just a little bit to get your matchup the way you want it. He's been out of the slot quite a bit right here, but maybe here they'll go to the wide receiver screen to him or right up the seam, right up the middle.
Empty set. Benson is the inside receiver of the 4. Long snap count. And now they come, and it's going to be another sack. Everybody covered. At least those that DeYoung was looking for. Welch was looking for.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the design quarterback draw right there. He did have Benson kind of on the outside of another wide receiver screen. West Lyon, sorry, they're going to get really upset with me there, but they dropped back into a zone right there, and I think maybe just didn't look to the left where he had an outlet.
3rd and 11 now after the sack. West Lions, that defense is stiffening. They didn't give up many points. They run the screen out here, and the pass is too high. The pressure came much earlier than Welch anticipated or wanted.
Well, Knobloch just came unhinged and just drives him into the ground right there. Just beat his man on the end right there and didn't give Welch any time to really get rid of the ball. And that's what that front 7 or that front 3 for West Lyon can do. If you're only rushing 3 guys and getting that much pressure, you have so much defense on the back end to just kind of defend.
Now, Brett, you put it into our notes. When they gave up a touchdown to Underwood in the quarterfinals, the first time their defense had given up a touchdown all year. That's their first team defense. Now Jackson DeYoung chases it down, just basically smothers it after the Welch punt rolls down inside the 20. And this certainly feels like a really important defensive series for South Hardin, that they need to make a stop and really a 3 and out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, just to even get some of that momentum. Again, they've really, West Lyon has taken South Hardin's crowd out of the game as well. And so find something to get people excited for, re-energize that team. And one thing I've been impressed, West Lyon's back-end defense has really done a good job on a South Hardin team that, threw for over 2,000 yards this year.
DeYoung sends his brother across the formation, and Hildering hit in a hurry. 3-yard pickup for Hildering.
Well, that's big Gabe Steiner right there coming across there, just taking up some space and engulfing him. Steiner's listed at 6'2", 300. That's a big man right in the middle of that defense. Those are the type of plays.
Fellow there.
Yeah. He's a tough guy to deal with down the middle.
2nd and 7 for West Lyon. Again, the fake on the jet. DeYoung tripped up. He's able to keep his balance long enough to pick up 3 yards. Brings up a 3rd and 4.
Well, Manning Fats, really a nice job of getting to that play before it started. Again, that might have been a first down if he doesn't get to his shoestrings right there. And then Lucas Perry finishes with that tackle.
Again, DeYoung ran for almost 500 yards this year. He could have run for more, but many of their games were blowouts, and so they call off the dogs quickly. DeYoung under pressure. He's going to face it, and he is sacked. Huge play as South Hardin They brought just about everybody there, knowing they needed a big play. The sack cost West Lyon 9 yards, and they're going to have to kick it away.
Well,
it's line up quickly.
Yeah, there's Manning Fats again on the sack.
Welch fields it. Check that. Williamson fields it. That's getting to be a little bit of a late tackle there for West Lyon. However,
well, we talked about a quick drive right there defensively. Now you see that South Hardin crowd getting back into it, energizing, and now you're on the plus side of the field here. See what you can do, right? Probably 4-down territory if you have to, depending on how far you get, but feels like got to get a score, some points here on this drive.
Hildering coming off the edge again. Welch pitches it out. This is Starr. Starr picks up a couple of yards, brings up a 2nd and 8. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, Iowa Farm Bureau provides millions of dollars in awards, recognition programs, grants, and scholarships, helping to support student achievement on and off the field and in the classrooms.
West Lyon has really done a good job on that, or on those kind of option type plays where it was working early for South Hardin. Really defended it well.
Their speed has shown up. Welch down the field, and he's looking for Benson, but Welch just had to get rid of it well before there was even a potential catch there. He throws it over the top of everybody. It's going to bring 3rd and 8. And again, the pressure applied. And that West Lyon defense.
Yeah, Snyder's comes off the edge, and we talked about that 3 front. It's not always maybe those guys right there, but they're bringing somebody different. Okay, that time Snyder's from the outside linebackers. Sometimes it's the middle linebackers. Sometimes it's Hildering off the other side of it. This can be really difficult to pick up those blocks if you're not communicating well on the offensive line.
If we're not in 4-down territory in time, it's getting close. Welch gonna go out of bounds. Welch has been beat up this half.
Yeah, really tight. I'm not sure where they're gonna mark.
He's gonna be shy by a couple yards, but he got enough that I would imagine it makes it a really easy call here, as they're inside of West Lyon's 40-yard line at the 39. It's a 4th and 3.
It's really tough because you don't want to tell the kid to put his shoulders down and try to get for it, but you step out of bounds and it's a really tough 4th and 3.5. That's this defense.
South Hardin 0 of 1 in the first half on 4th down. And a timeout is called, and it's going to be by the Tigers again.
I think they were late getting out of that huddle right there, and you don't want to, man, just a tough timeout. Coach Eller's probably asking where the communication is.
Well, it was South Hardin who started the scoring in this game, which didn't happen until early in the 2nd quarter. They went up 7-0, and then just a short time later in the next possession, it took West Lyon about 2 minutes to respond, and it came in the form of an Evan Hildering 62-yard touchdown run.
Well, certainly the response you want, taking that momentum again, and they did it, and really have controlled the momentum since that point right there.
Speaking of that run, there it is. Hildering would later cash in, later being later in the 2nd quarter on another short touchdown run, and he put his team up 13-7. The point after touchdown try was no good, and we stood at halftime 13-7. West Lyon a short time ago scored, converted the 2-point conversion. And we stand right there 21-7. And there's some confusion in South Hardin's huddle. They had 12 guys go out. Fortunately, he didn't enter the huddle. That would have been a penalty. 4th and 3. Welch Welch cuts it upfield. Welch has some room. He's inside the 30-yard line. 10 yards for Welch, and it's a South Hardin first down.
Well, there's your veteran leadership right there, pressing the edge of that option as far as he can, making the defense commit, and the really nice cut up the hash mark.
Welch with Starr behind him. Welch looking down the field. That's going to be it's going to be an interception. They're looking for Benson, and it was an interception.
Yeah. Well, it sure looked like Benson had his shoulder pad tugged right there. Again, fortunate for West Lyon that they got away with that one.
So Selesky on the interception. He brings it out.
Tough luck for Welch there.
It was. They're trying to throw a 50-50 ball, and Hildring, smart as it was, you can see Hildring looking around a little bit to see if there was a flag on him. It was not thrown, and West Lyon foils the scoring effort for South Hardin. And with 13.5 minutes remaining in this game, West Lyon's football again. Hildring, oh, here he goes. Hildring had to split the two last defenders. He wasn't able to do it, but he does pick up 22 more yards, and West Lyon.
Well, excellent blocking up front, just a little bit of a cut to the outside right there. You see how Hildren can get to his top end speed really quickly into that second level. Good job by South Hardin, really making him go in between, saving that a touchdown saving tackle.
We've already seen Hildring go 62 yards for one. Looked for a moment like he might go further than that. A minute to go, third quarter. And DeYoung keeps this one. Nifty ball work. Both of these quarterbacks handle it very, very well. It's an 8-yard pickup.
Well, you know, that's a lot of repetition in the offseason, early in the season. Really good decision right there on that. Holding it to the last possible second, and maybe knowing that you're going to pull it either way, you just keep it, keep it, keep it, keep it. Make that defender commit to the running back, and you have to, because Hildren is just so elusive and so effective as a runner. Makes it easier for DeYoung.
2nd and 2 for West Lyon. Potentially the last play of the half, but that is incorrect. The pass falls incomplete. Pass intended for his brother again, who's been a frequent target.
Yeah, and the right route. I mean, really good. Just got to deliver that right on the numbers. Just not enough there. Tough throw all the way outside the hash on that one.
Well, 3rd and 2. And we'll say potentially again our last play of this third quarter. I'd be surprised if we saw the ball going in the air. DeYoung's 2 of 7. South Hardin brings everybody. DeYoung trying to sneak up. He won't get there. South Hardin has found the formula on 3rd down. They bring the house. They stop him again. This time it's a loss of 2. That's going to bring an end to our third quarter. South Hardin gains a little momentum. West Lyon 21, South Hardin 7 after 3 quarters at the Unidome. You're watching the IHSAA football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. More Class 1A action on the Hy-Vee Championship Network after this break.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
I don't get it. Why is there uneven crop emergence out here?
Great question, Jill. From what I've seen, soil compaction from your sprayers and grain carts is the likely culprit. This can hinder root penetration and emergence along field edges.
What would I do without you, Tom?
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Let's catch up later. I'm needed over in Monroe County.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Nice guy.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important? To invest in the future? It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Ladies, the bake sale's about to start. Are you ready?
We've got this.
Okay.
Oh, guys, he's here.
Quick start delivery for Janet.
Bring it here.
Let's get this bake sale going. Yeah.
Come on. Best bake sale ever.
Oh, yeah.
Let's dig in.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
IHSAA Semifinal Football is brought to you by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing youth through sports and education. And by Cookies, epic sauces and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies use cookies. And by the Iowa Bankers Association, Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
12 minutes remaining in somebody's season. West Lyon likes its chances better right now. They lead by 14 points. Jackson DeYoung, however, going to start this quarter with a punt. DeYoung's punt fair caught by Williamson at the 29-yard line. A 31-yard punt, no return. South Hardin's got to get something going.
Yeah, and I'm certain that Coach Eller in that break really talked about that. The defense is certainly doing its part in stopping West Lyon on some of their drives and not really letting them get after a little bit. Here's the dangerous territory. You know, last week West Lyon was in a tight ball game with Underwood going into the fourth quarter, and they scored 30 points in that fourth quarter. So you really, if you're South Hardin, you got to sustain some drives here. Don't take too long to score, but score enough.
Welch pass too high for Williamson. You know, they have gotten in the face of Welch the entire afternoon.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, Welch isn't a particularly tall guy, and right there again was Meyer right in his face, hands up, forcing him to go high.
And I'm not a guy that says kids fudge a little bit on their height, but it lists them at 5'9", and that's just tough when you're, you know, West Lyon's defensive line is big, and so it's a tough, even if you can throw over him sometimes, you just overthrow just slightly.
Yeah, it's difficult. Pitch out to Adams, he loses it. Adams loses it. Adams able to haul it back in, but not until there's a loss of 10 yards, something the South Hardin simply could not afford. Adams hadn't handled the ball in quite some time.
No,
and just dropped that pitch.
Kind of took his eyes off it just a little bit to try to see where that hole is, and that's the pressure that the defense puts on you. They're so fast. You want to make that cut. You want to make a big play right there. Great job of getting back on the ball. Cooper Schoening did all he could to stop Adams from getting back on it for another teammate to pick that one up, but now they're in a really tough spot.
3rd and 20. South Hardin would do well to get some yardage here. Throws it up. That ball is on the money. My goodness. Williamson hauls that in. How did Welch fit that ball in against that coverage?
Well, just an excellent throw right there, showing off that accuracy. Again, Williamson's been the short yardage guy, kind of going on that slot fade right there and put it right in the basket.
Well, Snyder's was in outstanding coverage. West Lyon takes timeout. Interesting timing on that.
I don't know if maybe there was an alignment issue right there or just needing to get all on the same page. I'm not sure.
Thanks again to the Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the Athletic Association's 2025 Football Championship Week. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievement on the field and in the classroom, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders.
Boy, back to that pass. You talk about Snyder's being in great position. I mean, he even did the hand swipe to just try to pull through. We'll see this on the replay, but boy, all in all, you can't fault the defender. Just great concentration by Williamson to come up with that. He may have even got a piece of it.
Video broadcasts of the Iowa High School Athletic Association state championship events are copyrighted property of the IHSAA. Reproduction or retransmission of these broadcasts without the express written consent of the IHSAA is prohibited. Welch on the quarterback draw. Welch getting upfield. No, he's hauled in first. Somebody reached out, grabbed some cloth, and pulled him in.
Yeah, that's a strong tackle by Ben Meyer right there, because Welch did have a little bit of an opening, probably saved a first down for sure, if not more, and just that big paw and held on for dear life.
That's a strong man. Welch looked like he had some room to the outside. Instead, it's a gain of 3. Outside, it goes to Benson, and right there is a number of West Lyon defenders. They just waiting for that ball to go to number 4. Hildring, right with Underberg, brings up a 3rd and 6. And clearly the game plan for West Lyon, which, by the way, was not divulged to us ahead of time. We're taking away Sam Benson. They're going to beat us. It's going to be some other way, but it will not be number 4.
Well, 13 touchdowns and 964 yards receiving. Again, you've got to mark that. Williamson's done a great job. He's got 8 catches. Yeah, just doesn't stretch the field as much.
South Hardin running that play clock down unintentionally. Again, there's Meyer. Meyer is just feeding on this offensive line of South Hardin. You mentioned it, they have to try to move Meyer so he can see, but every time they do, it's Meyer who is right in the face of Welch, and Welch is taking a beating.
Well, it's one of those things, you go into that empty set right there, you are a little bit exposed on the offensive line. It may be something where you need to bring Adams in just to chip a little bit and go 4 receivers instead of 5. That's the tough part about it, is you don't want to take another option out, but you do.
4th and 6. Here's Hildring. He already has a few TFLs, and he almost gets another one. But this time, West Lyon just knocks the ball away. The pass intended for Benson, but no chance of getting it to him.
Well, Welch did all he could to get rid of it and find somebody right there. Again, just not enough time to find his receivers down the field. The pressure right there by Hildring off the edge, and just an excellent 4th down play. Now, South Hardin was a little late getting out of the huddle, and they had to hurry everything up, and that's maybe where you can't communicate with your offensive line to where and who to pick up where the pressure's coming from.
West Lyon going with that power attack again. They bring in the 2 fullbacks. Hildring. This time they give it off, and the short give to Daxton Metzger.
It's really interesting to watch West Lyon because they can line up in so many different formations now. Again, you need to eat up the clock a little bit. Let's go big and heavy in the power back. 5 yards, 5 yards. If that gets you to the state championship, that's exactly what you're going to ride.
And 2nd and 5, West Lyon starting to milk the clock as we're ticking under 9 minutes. Same formation. West Lyon trying to play power football. They give it to Hildring. Hildring finds a little room off the edge. Hildring continues to churn those legs. He's going to move forward for 6 yards and another West Lyon first down.
But as we talked even in the first game, we get into that 4th quarter, and usually the larger, the bigger offensive line starts to assert itself, wears that other team out. And again, about the time Regina went to that grind it out with Miller, looks like West Lyon's going to kind of go to that same prescription.
In the previous semifinal game, as Brett mentioned, Savion Miller pretty quiet until halftime. That changed in a big way. He dominated the second half. Quick give on first down for another 6-yard gain. I believe it's Metzger again. It is. And Metzger getting some carries.
Well, even there, almost like a triple option type look on that. And we talk about offensive just changing their philosophy and going with it. The passing game really hasn't been that effective for West Lyon tonight, but running the ball and really just running it with different people allows your guys to stay fresh.
Snyders and Metzger continue to be the lead backs for Hildring, who picks up the first down and maybe a yard more, but the chains will move and West Lyon's churning off the clock. South Hardin's done a good job of coming up with defensive stops in this half. But you can see on the field all the hands on the hips. This is looking like a tired defense, and West Lyon just can't wait to get to that line. Second man through. DeYoung now gives it off to Hildring. Hildring trying to stay in bounds. He doesn't. Williamson pulls it out. It's the double fake. Back in the early 90s, I used to watch Newton run that same play all the time. They run the double fake, and then it's the pitch out. Nobody there for Hildring.
Well, what you love, they've been setting that play up for a few in a row, right? Trap, 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 then pull it out, give it to the next guy, and then there, pull it, boom, easy. What you love about it was DeYoung was down there trying to lead the way, give him a little bit more room.
171 for Hildring. Again, Metzger on the quick give. He picks up a couple. Time continues to fall off the clock, 6:35.
Well, and I think on that last play, you look at that, it's really hard to defend or scout because all of a sudden there's nobody to have an assignment, right? You know, you usually have a guy on the quarterback, the back, and the other back. Well, you just get pounded in the middle, you try to cheat there, and then all of a sudden you pull it out and it's wide open. Just an interesting change in philosophy because West Lyon had been a little bit spread, a little bit just shotgun, and now they can change.
If this was something they'd done in the season, it wasn't in the games that we had watched. Another 4 yards for Hildring.
And again, it's something they probably have had the whole time. They just didn't need it, right? They didn't need to churn it out and just that grind it out. And so when you do that, now it's on tape. That just makes it a little tougher to defend because you have to account for that.
Well, I guarantee it's gotten the attention of Regina Catholic, who has begun preparation for what it appears to be a West Lyon offense. 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. DeYoung under center. Second back through is Metzger. Nothing there. This is a West Lyon team that has had a little trouble on the PAT/field goal side of things. We'll see if they decide to go for it, kick it to make a 3-score game. So South Hardin calls timeout. You can see some of these guys are absolutely gassed.
Well, I wonder too that if they called a timeout, one of the players looked like it was Brock Collins' helmet came off. So I wonder if they can call the timeout and then he can come back in. We'll see. But I really think you go for it here on 4th down. You don't get it. You're still up 21-7, and it's 94 yards, and South Hardin's got to score twice. Tend to believe Westline likes their odds on that one. Maybe not, though.
Well, we haven't seen any indication they're going.
They are looking for someone on the sidelines, so maybe they're looking to see if the kicker is around. I don't know.
Greeley Kirkfleet is the kicker. He's a sophomore. He wears number 33. So if you see 33 out there,
he'll know. But I think, could happen. You've been pounding it. Just a little play action boot. Kind of, you talked about it earlier. On the last play, it looked like that's kind of what they were going to do. They were going to swing back out the opposite direction with a little bit of a option. Really, you'd like to get it in Hildering's hands again, I think. He's been your guy for most of this half.
Let's see if they go back to that 2-point play they ran that was so beautifully executed as well, or something along those lines. And now it's West Lyon who calls a timeout.
The chess match.
Well, when we asked the coaches to talk themselves up, head coach of West Lyon, Jay Roseboom, didn't. He gave us his record, and that was it. Very workman-like response.
Yeah, and it really shows through in this team. They're just very workman-like. Big discipline, get after it a little bit, and just kind of that old school feel.
Yeah,
like he's been coaching for a very long time and a very successful coach at that.
When asked, what has been your approach that's worked so well at games in the Dome? We take things one at a time, prepare to get the best out of our ability for each game. So he's got the players. He's got 3 returning All-Staters. Evan Hildering has shown why he was a second-team All-State running back selection. He's got Bryce Cook, who was a registered elite lineman last year. Jordan Meyer, who was a first-team All-Stater as well. They go to the air, and it's knocked down. So they come up empty off of this long drive, but as you mentioned, it does leave South Hardin with 96 yards of field to traverse.
Yeah, great play by Preston Dolish. Again, we talked about defensive ends. You can't get to the quarterback. Read the quarterback's eyes and get your hands up. Great job of recognizing that they were getting out quick. Tried for the out right there, and Dolish gets his hands up there. Nearly comes with the big man pick right there. But again, South Hardin says, okay, we have a heartbeat. We have a chance. Let's go try to do this.
As we continue to keep track of Sam Benson, he's the single receiver on the far side. Benson has 2 guys blanket on him and has throughout the entirety of this game. Benson has 2 catches. One of them was a highlight reel catch back early in the second quarter. The second one just a short gain on a hitch route. Benson, the all-world wide receiver, has been held in check by this West Lyon defense.
And I would tend to believe at the end of this game, they're going to look, as a defensive coordinator, you're going to look at that stat and go, we did what we needed to do. We took their best offensive player really out of the game. And now you see they go back to that forward front technique. So it'll be interesting.
Welch brought down by Meyer again, and Meyer has been a monster. That's his 4th.
Well, they went 4, and then they did a little stunt where the ends crashed in the middle. The tackles went out. And Meyer just a force to be reckoned with. You have to identify that he's been a struggle to block, and you got to get probably some help on that.
Ben Myers, his 4th TFL on the day. This pass is complete. ought to be enough for a first down, but you can see the body language of South Hardin right now. They're not moving around as quickly as they need to. They're a tired group.
A good in-rhythm throw, though, by Welch, and that's the one thing the last couple, that pass rush has been so fast. He's just been a little bit dicey with his feet, and it's affected his throwing lanes.
Slot hitch to Williamson. Well, West Lyon defense, I will say, it is much faster than it appeared to be on film. They have really shown off their speed, and they have been able to cover the perimeter quite well throughout this game.
Well, and they just have kept everything in front. Exactly what you want. You're dropping your cover 2 safeties just deep and just going up and tackling, and that's really important. And again, something that Coach Roseman did talk about is tackling.
Welch, this might be a grounding call. He is in the hands of Meyer once again. You sound like a broken record. Boy, and you know, that's some awfully good sportsmanship by West Lyon. Terrence Knobloch helping out Meyer a little bit. And in fact, there is a flag on the play, and it is going to be grounding. And it'll be 5 yards from the spot of where the ball was thrown.
Offense number 9. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Loss of down. 3rd down.
Well, certainly for Peyton Welch, a great career. This game, he's going to be seeing those guys flying at him for a while. I mean, it's just really been tough. And again, that's just kudos to West Lyon's defensive line. And again, watching them, they were impressive. They've been even more impressive just in real time.
Pass out, caught, short gain on 3rd down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 11 for South Hardin. So they pick up a few yards, and the pass out to Ball Vans. But South Hardin with no chance but to go for it here on 4th and 11. See Ball Vans hit hard.
Yeah, River Kramer just runs that exactly how you do a cover 2 corner. Drop, see the catch, come up and finish it. The tackle a little high, allowed him to kind of really put a good hit on him.
Tyler Manader checks in. More pressure. Welch is going to try to do it with his feet, and he does. He gets loose. Welch up the field. Welch to 45. That might be late. They did not call it, or not enough there. And Welch is able to break free and pick up 35 yards.
Well, again, on that play, Cam Adams chips Meyer on the backside, just allows enough time for Welch either to see his receivers or take what the defense gave him. Certainly did that, got upfield. Again, you score quickly here, you're going to have to go for that onside. However, there's still a chance.
Well, South Hardin not quite dead yet. Big 4th down conversion. Welch down the middle. This time he finds Benson. Benson fights off 1 tackle. Benson inside the 30, and the South Hardin fans love it.
Real nice, easy seam route just over the linebacker. Great touch right there, showing off that accuracy down the middle of the field. Benson up the field. And
Cooper Schoening thought he had that one. It was a great touch by Welch. I'm impressed with Welch. He has taken one kind of beating. Pass down the middle, and it's going to be caught, intercepted. Yes, it is. But you talked about those safeties, how they're keeping everything in front of them.
Well, they did, and the seam route again, identifying that receiver right there, just right place, right time.
Yeah, kind of a tough break.
I don't think South Hardin.
Yeah, tough
West
break.
Lyon's saying get that off the replay board in a hurry.
Yeah.
But again, great job of showing it, right?
He
again,
did.
It looked like it to me right away off, and that's just the tough play right there. But just slightly overthrown there, and just a tough play.
Yeah, tough call for South Hardin, but as you mentioned, he does a great job of selling it on the back end. Does Schoening. Well, West Lyon deep inside their own territory. South Hardin with just one timeout, so things not looking as good for the Tigers as it was 30 seconds ago when it was still an uphill battle. So the last timeout used by South Hardin. And they need mostly a miracle to happen at this point in time.
Again, you just keep coaching them up. You say, hey, you get to the ball carrier, create something. They are running a little bit of those mesh. Things can happen when you're doing that. And so just get to the defender, try to maybe take a big risk. You might come up big play, but again, if you can find a way. Well, you look right there, the big stat that jumps out, 234 yards rushing for West Lyon. That's really what's put it away here in the second half. Really has taken the air out of South Hardin's offense.
A couple of interceptions for West Lyon.
But outside of those rushing yards, pretty evenly matched game if you look at all the other statistics. But I think the defensive pressure that West Lyon's been able to put on Welch has just really been too much. And again, that's been their calling card all year. If you've really watched them, it's those front three guys can create a lot of pressure. They rotate those guys in there so they're fresh. Again, depth is an issue when you get to these schools that have to play guys both ways quite a bit.
Two tight ends, three backs in the backfield. We've seen this set pretty regularly. Hildring stops short. Maybe a short loss on the play. It will bring up third down. Time the big issue for the Tigers, however. Clock continues to run under 2 minutes and 1 minute and 50 seconds. Not only do they have to stop West Lyon here, they're going to have something magical happen on a punt return, a block kick of some sort. And even after that, then they're going to have to claim an onside kick. West Lyon looks like they got it. And that will end the hope of the South Hardin Tigers. And it's Metzger on the carry. Boy, did he get it done on both sides of the football.
He did, and just that tough run up the middle. And again, when West Lyon had to do it, they just went to that fullback and just rode that offensive line up there for that first down and put it away. But impressive second half for West Lyon rushing the football.
Well, Peyton Welch did all he could to keep his team in it. He threw for 155 yards. He ran for another 72. I don't think in a million years South Hardin thought that Cam Adams was going to be held to 3 yards on 9 carries.
No, and that's the really tough part. Again, kudos to the defense and the adjustments that they made. Certainly after that drive that South Hardin went up 7-0 and then West Lyon scores 21 straight. The defensive adjustments were just beautiful.
Well, Cam Adams had a long run of 6 yards. And on his other 8 carries, he lost 3 yards. So that tells you something. One was the 10-yard loss that he had on a carry, but a lot of respect at these two teams. This was a hard-fought, physical football game between two fantastic teams.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And again, sometimes that goes unnoticed, right? The guys in the middle of the field, that was really impressive.
That will do it from the Class 1A semifinals. Your winner is West Lyon here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Stick around. We'll have the awards of our Quick Start Star of the game when we come back from our final break.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. So if you don't have one, get started with Mercy One. From annual wellness visits to screenings and immunizations, our primary care doctors can help you be proactive with your health, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
We're not just lighting a stadium, we're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch, we're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport, we're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
IHSAA Semifinal Football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee, a proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. And by Sukup Manufacturing Company, the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. And by the Iowa Farm Bureau. From rural roots to statewide pride, Iowa Farm Bureau proudly supports student athletes across Iowa.
21-7 is our final here from the Unidome as West Lyon advances to the Class 1A state championship next Thursday, where they'll face Regina Catholic. Yeah, it's going to be one heck of a game. An outstanding season comes to an end for South Hardin. They finished their season with a record of 10-2 in their loss to the Grundy Center West Lyon, two defending champs from last year. Brett, your final thoughts?
Well, I mean, just a really physical game. West Lyon certainly showed why they've been the #1 team all year in the state, and just the ability to change how they did things. And
highlighting the top performer from this Class 1A semifinal, your quick star player of the game is
Evan Hildren. Yeah, what a game he had. 18 carries for 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also 7 tackles and 3 for a loss, resulting in 15 negative yards for South Hardin. And boy, if I'm Hildren, I'm probably patting all my offensive linemen on the way back to West Lyon on the back, maybe buying some pizza this week. But again, what a tremendous running back, and really, really good game.
He is a physical player. On the go, Quick Star's got you covered. Fuel up, grab a bite, and score offers with their Quick Rewards app. Get everything you need only at Quick Star. Well, next Thursday's Class 1A championship matchup is set. It'll be your winner again Regina Catholic and West Lyon in a showdown for the state title. We appreciate you joining us for this coverage of the Iowa High School Athletic Association's 2025 football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. We'll step aside for a bit, and more semifinal action kicks off in Class 5A around, well, we're going to say around 4:10 from the Unidome in Cedar Falls. For Brett Williams and our entire production team here in Cedar Falls, I'm Jeremiah Longnecker. Thanks so much for watching IHSAA football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.